Zombies may eat brains, but this next guest certainly knows how to use one. Welcome, Dave Erickson, showrunner of Fear the Walking Dead. It's nice to have you.
Thanks for having me.
You left things on a pretty big cliffhanger at the end of the first half of this season. We have a lot of questions up in the air. What can you cue us up for when Fear returns?
I think you've got the back half of the season is going to be a lot bloodier and a lot more violence. I think we have an anchoring, and we've got this major conspiracy now because Nick and Madison have committed a murder. They've killed the patriarch at the ranch, and one of the big questions for the back half of the season is when and how might Otto's sons find out. What happens if Jake finds out? We know Troy is a bit, has violent tendencies. So what happens if he finds out what really happened to Dad? Because they're going to obviously position this as a suicide.
Yeah.
So that's going to be, one of the main through lines, one of the tensions of the back half is, what happens when they get caught, if they get caught.
Especially because Madison's influence has certainly been felt with these two guys, right? Like she's sort of gotten her claws into it. So how does that change when people find out what? Well,
she's in a position now. It's a little bit awkward because clearly she was able to switch alliances relatively quickly when she realized that Walker was going to take the ranch and Walker was the person with whom she had to deal, But as this sort of peace, this truce moves forward in the back half of the season. She can't overtly become the leader because to do so would, I think people would start to guess that she might have had something to do with Otto's death.
Yeah.
So she has to walk a very fine line. It's more of a back channel command and leadership. So it's somewhat Shakespearean and somewhat, dark and twisted.
Well, with you guys leaning so much into all this human drama, we haven't seen too many zombies, which to me automatically means you're going to open up the return and there's just a billion zombies everywhere. But can you talk a little bit about the role that they will have to play?
Yeah, look, as we know, no compound, no sanctuary is actually safe, and I think that we are going to get to a level of zombie we have not seen on the show before. It's going to take a little bit of time, but yeah, we always have, hopefully just enough zombie to sort of keep it, to keep that thread going, but it's going to come back and really bite everyone in the ass in a pretty huge way.
Well, I love the fact, and I warned you that I was going to bring this up before we started chatting, but I love the way you had the cosmonauts sort of be a part of the story and give us this greater context for what's going on in the world. First, I'll ask, why was that important? Why was that a note you wanted to have?
I think that was actually, Jamie O'Brien wrote that episode, and I think that was her pitch. We never had our CDC episode. In season one of The Walking Dead, we actually got the full context and the full picture, and I think it was important that our characters, I think they suspect that it's global, but it was important to realize for Strand, and that will play out in the back half of the season, that this was not, there was really no salvation, and I think to have, that God's POV, somebody looking down on the planet, and being able to say literally the lights have gone out, it has a huge impact on Strand in that scene, and it's really what I think leads to his, his decision to burn down the Abigail, his decision to sort of, hopefully reimagine himself and reinvigorate himself in the back half.
No, you are not a show to necessarily lean into that sort of craziness, but I'm just saying you've perfectly set up zombies in space. Please tell me we're going to see it. Please tell me there's going to be a cutaway. We're going to see a zombie floating around that spaceship, and it's going to be very sad, but also we're going to have zombies in space.
I can tell you we probably won't have any zombies in space. Unfortunately, because yes, it would be incredibly cool. But no, I think we got that one disembodied voice, and then beyond that, it could be another show.
Yeah.
I leave that to Robert.
That'll be the third spinoff. No, we're so excited to see how you guys bring everything back together. This first season was bananas in the best way, and we're really looking forward to the return. So Dave, thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks for having us.
And we'll see you when Fear the Walking Dead returns.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
Thank you.